our lives. So, without further ado, Emily and Angela.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, I know you guys have all been sitting for a while, so let's stretch a little bit. Get up if you have to. This won't take too long, but what we're going to talk about right now is privacy. So I just want to ask a question to you guys. I just want to see, how many of you guys have ever told a lie in your whole life? Even a small lie. Raise your hand. You guys have told lies, right? I mean, like, a small lie, like, oh, I brushed my teeth this morning. You did brush your teeth. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is privacy on the internet. And maybe parents don't know what your teen is doing on the internet, but, you know, privacy comes from not wanting to tell the truth because, you know, they don't want to tell the truth because they just keep to themselves. So, from the survey that we all mentioned earlier, a lot of the things we heard from the teens, they might not sound very good because these might be a little shocking and stuff, but this doesn't generalize every single teen. So if this sounds kind of shocking or bad to you guys, we don't promote it. It's just what we got from the survey and what we're going to present to you guys. Okay, so my name is Emily and I'm a senior at Fremont High School.
And I'm Angela and I'm a junior at Pembroke. So in the survey we asked teens if they had ever lied to their parents about internet usage, and 60% said yes, while only 40% said no.
So why do the teens lie to their parents? Well, mainly teens would say, oh, I'm going to tell my parents that I'm going to be doing my homework, writing an essay, studying for a test. Like, oh, I need to go on the internet to do all this stuff and, you know, write and type up a paper. But really, they weren't going to be doing it. They just wanted to go on Facebook or some other website.
And the other reason is that some parents don't allow their children to have a Facebook or a blog, so they have to lie to their parents in order to say, oh, I'm not going on it, when they actually are.
So there's a quote from a female student. She said, I would hide my life on the internet from them because the internet is where I can show my true self without being judged by others. If my parents could see everything that I do on the internet, about 50% of that would not be on there. I have a personal block that I do not show many of my friends because of privacy issues. So this shows that there are a lot of people who have privacy issues, and it's not just a personal thing between parents, but on the internet people can be themselves. You know, you can, you know, write what you want, say what you want, do what you want, and it's not just like this like gap between parents and teens. Like this girl said, she doesn't even want some of her friends to know the things she does on the internet. It's just privacy.
So we asked teens what they wanted to hide from their parents, and these were some of the top responses. So one of the things they said they wanted to hide from their parents were pictures, because sometimes kids have pictures like on Facebook, and they have things that their parents don't approve of, or it would bring up awkward conversations. Like if I was in a picture with a guy and my parents saw it, they'd be like, oh, who's that? Is your boyfriend? Do you like him? And it would be kind of awkward, and I would want to avoid these conversations, so I wouldn't show it to them. Another thing that teens said they wanted to hide from their parents was a blog, because these days a lot of people use blogs as sort of a personal diary, and they contain a lot of personal thoughts. And so sometimes teens don't want to share everything with their parents, so they would hide this. Another thing that teens said they wanted to hide were conversations, because like pictures, sometimes they bring up awkward conversations with parents that they want to avoid. And lastly, some teens said they would hide a boyfriend or girlfriend from their parents, because a lot of parents don't approve of their children having a relationship in high school, and so they didn't want to let their parents know that they were having a relationship.
So we asked teens, what would you share with your parents on the internet? And they all said that they want to share academic things. If you guys know, most of your kids would probably have a school loop. Like, for me, like, I know I would like to share my grades and my test scores and everything with my mom. And I'm pretty sure every other high-achieving student would also like to share that with their parents. And then also, they said they like to share music taste. And if any parents like nowadays music, like hip-hop and like stuff they didn't have back in China, you know, it's fun to like show your parents like what kind of music they're listening to. And because like sometimes you can listen to the radio and like they teens will know what kind of music you guys will like, so then they would like to share that with you guys. This is a quote from one of the people on the surveys, and they said they would like to share things they approve of, which is just things that, you know, are good, which like schoolwork or like anything. This also kind of contradicts what Angela said earlier on the last slide, but some teens like to share their Facebook blogs and pictures with their parents. It just depends on what kind of relationship you build with your teen, or like what, you know, they want to share with you or not. Because if you guys have a good relationship and you guys have a good bond, there's nothing to hide. Like if I told my mom I was going to the beach, I would show her all the pictures I have at the beach, because like, you know, I don't mind showing her these things.
So how many of you guys have a Facebook? Raise your hand if you do. Keep your hand up if you are friends with your parents or your kids. So in our survey, we asked teens if they were friends with their parents on Facebook, and it was a 50-50 split between yes and no. So we asked them why and why not, and some of the reasons why they said that they were friends with their parents is that they have nothing to hide, so clearly they have a very close relationship with their parents, and they were sharing everything. And this is similar to the second one, where they say that they tell their parents everything, so again, they have nothing to hide. Some others said that their parents forced them to accept their friend requests, so this might have been a prerequisite to having a Facebook, and they had to in order to have one. And lastly, some just said that they don't really care, and they were okay with sharing with their parents what they were doing on Facebook.
Why not? Why are you not friends with their parents? So teens said that they need their privacy, and they don't want their parents knowing everything they do. Like you can see on Facebook, Facebook shows conversations, activity, pictures, statuses, and then like, I don't know, maybe the relationship isn't as great to like, or like maybe teens are just more to themselves and private, and they don't want their parents knowing everything they do. And just like the other quote, I don't want my parents to see my pictures, conversations with my friends. Okay, so I have a story about privacy. So my mom made a Facebook about 2 years ago, and when she made it, when she was really excited, right? She thought she was so cool. Oh, I have a Facebook. So then she was like, oh, be my friend, be my friend. And I said, yeah, that's fine, we'll be friends on Facebook. So then I accepted her friend request, and I don't know if you guys know my mom, but she's really popular on the internet because she has a blog, and she likes to blog a lot, and then she's really, really popular. But she likes to blog a lot about me and my older brother. So then like on my Facebook, she would, oh, I didn't know this, we were friends for a while, and then one time I was like walking, and she was on the computer, and I looked, and then I saw her like have all my photos on her blog. Like she would copy it from my Facebook and put it on her blog, and she never told me about it. So for me, that kind of invaded my privacy, because that really made me mad actually. I was like, what are you doing? Those are my pictures. So then I actually just ended up blocking her on Facebook because she never stopped doing that. So then she just stopped like blogging about me and putting pictures of me up. And then for a long time she would just be like, Emily, can you be friends on Facebook again? I promise, like I won't do that again. And like, cause it just totally invaded my privacy. So then after a while we like sat down and talked, and I was like, okay, Mom, we can be friends on Facebook, but if you wanna, you know, write something about me or like take a photo of me or something, just ask me first and I'll say yes or no. And then so now we're friends on Facebook, and everything has been good from then on. She asks me almost like every week, can I take this? Can I show my friends this and this? And I say, yeah, that's fine. And most of the time it's a yes. It's just the fact that like if you do it behind my back, it's a little like shocking. I wouldn't take it the right way, but yeah. So it's just like building trust and like talking to each other. So what can parents do? Well, like I said earlier, talk to each other. If you feel like your teen is hiding something or they're being too private about their internet life, you know, you want to really like set rules and like priorities and be like, look, I want to know what you're doing on there. Can you like show me what you're doing or like talk to me about it? I have a friend who had a dad who started like tracking everything she was doing on the internet. And then she felt like completely invaded. But then, you know, once they actually built a bond, she'd just be like, okay, I'll I'll tell you myself like what I'm doing, and then everything has been better.
And another thing that parents can and should definitely do is respect their teens' privacy. Don't read any personal stuff without asking them and invading into their privacy. And this isn't just a thing with parents, it's just with everyone. Like, most people need their own privacy, and I don't want to share everything with everyone. Like, if I had a diary laying on my bed and my parents walked in and read it, I would be really upset. But if a friend walked in and read it, I would also be really upset. So it's not just that, oh, they're my parents, I don't want to share anything with them, but rather, I just want to keep some things to myself.
So a senior male said, I hide the wild and funny parts of my life because I tend to keep a mellow and academic image whenever I'm with my parent. So this really just shows like a very concerning gap between teens and parents, because if your teen isn't even acting the way they usually are around their parents, there's probably something wrong and something like, you want to work for it, because you want to be friends with your child. You don't want to just have a child and then just never get to know them. You want to build a relationship. Like, we all have friends, and then you want to become friends with your teen, and then once you become friends with your teen, they will start expressing their true self to you.
So clearly there's a gap between parents and teens, and this gap is that parents don't respect their teens' decisions and their privacy, and so in turn, teens don't trust their parents with their life or issues. And so this becomes sort of a vicious cycle where parents don't trust teens and teens don't trust parents, and it usually ends up really badly.
So what can we do to fix that? Like I said earlier, communication is really, really important. You cannot, try and build this relationship or know what they're doing by doing things behind their back, or same with teens. Teens can't do that to parents either. It's unfair. 2 and 2 is just not fair. So what you guys need to do is just understand each other and communicate. I know if you're having trouble realizing what your teen is doing, I think it's very helpful as a teen to have a parent understand me. As if I want to tell my parents something, having them understand me will make me want to tell them more, because it makes me feel okay, they're not going to yell at me, and be scared to tell things. Because sometimes teens are just really scared to tell their parents something. But if you just show empathy and you do care and you want to be friends with your teen and build a good relationship, that's good. And also, spending time with each other equals love. So you can't also you really want to spend time with your teen. You can't just my mom, when I was really busy junior year, I was hardly home. I was always, at the school or library or something. So then she started telling me I was her dorm, a dorm roommate. But then so then we started not being as close anymore. But as time went by, you can ask each other, oh, let's have dinner tonight, let's have lunch. And then my mom and I, we always go out to eat lunch and talk and have sister bonding time. Sometimes I look at my mom like a sister, not a mom, because we have this relationship.
So wrapping it up, privacy is a personal issue and should definitely be respected.
Okay, and also respect each other. Because if you want respect, you must give respect. And this isn't just for parents, this is for teens too. We also need to want respect, so we have to give respect. So we want to get rid of this vicious cycle and make it a good cycle of respect and respect, right? So trust is key, and try to understand each other.